everybody, and welcome back to Malado Monkey. Today we will be playing something special, Open DnD. It's not a concept that I made, but together with somebody who I used to play with called Dream Punch back in the day, we came up with this really amazing idea. Well, he came up with it. I continued his idea. That should be said from the beginning. But we together have created this amazing idea where you guys play with us. I'm going live every Friday at around 10 PM. Well, as many Fridays I can muster at least. GMT +1, Danish time, Copenhagen time, where you guys can have a seat with us. And I will show you the game that we can play. And if you want to be a part of it, you can be a part of it. But firstly, I'm going to explain what Open DnD is. Open DnD is a game where you decide. I give everything to you. If you want to be the bad guys, you can be the bad guys. If you want to be the good guys, you can be the good guys. If you want to make friends with the elf, you can be friends with the elves. But this world is expanding. It is not just about you, me. It's about the next player to come in and play with us. For example, right now, everybody starts out human, whatever class you want. There is in the player's handbook, 5th edition D&D. Open DnD, it's open for everybody. New ones, old ones, veterans, just players who want to play either for the first time or for the hundreds of thousands times. That is the amazing part about Open DnD. Some sessions there will only be one player, others there will be 6, a full house. It's going to be amazing. For all of that to become a thing, you guys can join me. You, the viewers, let's introduce you to the game. This is, I would say, my fifth season of Open DnD, and I have enjoyed every season so far. Some haven't been that long, others have been long enough. Some season change have been forced upon me because, well, I changed character sheet on the game. At some point I even changed edition. So when I changed from 3.5 to 5th edition, all of my character sheet were deleted and I had to start all over. And that is where this story comes in. Starting from season 3, we met a man called Charles. Charles was a necromancer who had been running around the world all his life, searched out for friends, comrades to travel with, comrades to become adventurous with. Charles was sitting alone in a shop that he opened with all of the adventuring stuff he found. He sold items to adventurers now and then, and he hired his own adventuring party to do some stuff. But he got enough of this life, and so he made a worldwide spell calling for all adventures. This is where we enter season 4. You found Charles sitting alone in his shop. He asked you if you wanted to help him build a kingdom. Of course, it would just start out as a simple encampment. But the players, you guys, have built up this encampment from scratch. From Charles having just his simple tent to live in, to now living in a big house, all by himself and his comrade Mushu. A guy met by the adventurers he sent out from this encampment, and who saved him from his evil boss. Many other creatures followed him. For example, there were orc merchants joining the encampment, dwarf blacksmith, a water elemental that the adventurers speed in combat. Season 4 ended off with a big bang. Let's just keep it at that. I invited all of the adventurers I've previously played with, and we fought a giant fierce battle. And when I say giant fierce battle, I mean all of the villains we have been introduced to, all of the good guys we're introduced to, all of the players we have ever played with joined up in this battle and fought against each other. Almost everybody died. Right now we have a single bad guy left. We have the blacksmith and the Arakukra that the adventurers saved from his evil ruler. And now it's up to you guys. to continue this story. I will be posting all of my games, slightly edited, on YouTube. I'm going to have a blast recording and also playing this game with you. Follow along where Mushu, the new leader of the encampment, and the blacksmith, you three are off on an adventure. Let's get this season started. Amazing stuff will happen. Anyway, to the session.
On to the session we go.
On to the session of Open DnD Season 5, Episode 1.
Wait, what does the encampment have? Actually nothing. Nice.
Well, they have a mission center. Not right now, it's taken over by Mushu. It has a...
Hey, Mushu is alive!
Yeah, he flew away.
Mushu is the only one.
We have a blacksmith, who is run by Timothy, who did not actually go into the battle, but he's a dwarf, so he just hit himself.
It's a dwarf laddie. Oh, so good.
And we have the general store with nobody actually running it. Oh, and we have a house. Anyway, Alex. Alex Jackson.
Alex Jackson, yes.
Are you trying with a British accent?
I'm not exactly, no.
Okay. Damn.
But at the very least I'll try to put on an accent, yo.
Alright, that's okay, my mate. That's okay,
but
mate.
I think it's more Scottish or something, or Welsh. It's not exactly English.
Well, English has many accents. It's just
Oh,
if you wanted it to be a British accent or Scottish.
It's gotta be a British accent. You gotta sound a lot more posh. But oi, this he posh guy. He's not that posh. No, he's just gonna be a bit more rough and tough.
Anyway, you walk into. You have been out traveling for a while. Actually, I would ask a little backstory about you, but
so I rolled personality traits, and yeah, my home has basically been destroyed by some evil boyos, like some evil ghosts. They attacked my home and they burned my monastery to the ground. So I decided to run away, and now I'm kind of driven by the fact that I wanna improve myself and that I wanna wander around and get more knowledge. So yeah, that's all I can do. So I've been wandering around for a little while and probably stumble upon the camp. Yui.
You've been wandering around and suddenly you see the leftovers of smoke in the far away. As you come closer, you see that there are a few houses built up. And as you get even closer, you hear the crying of somebody, and a dwarven accented voice talking out. It's okay, mate. It's okay. We will get who did this to him.
Oh, that doesn't sound so good. I'm gonna check it out.
And as you come closer, you see this humanoid. You see this human standing there with wings, getting comforted by a dwarf. And you know, as you have been traveling around a lot, dwarves ain't easy to rely on people or even become their friends. But he's standing there as though the winged man is his brother, just trying to comfort him.
Oi, that's quite the scene. Alex is going to slowly walk up to what he supposes is an elf crying or a winged humanoid crying to a dwarf, and he says, "Is everything alright? I saw some smoke. I thought it was some kind of distress signal, so I kinda made my way over."
As you come closer, the winged man shakes his head, turns his back to you quickly. He moves his hands up. You can only guess he's drying his eyes up. As the dwarf goes a bit to the side, looks at you. Oi, oh, it's really nice that you could be here. Yeah, it's well, kind of a distress signal. Everything has just burned down. We're just cleaning the rest off, burning the rest of the scrap that we can't save. And we really need somebody to help us. Mushu here, he's really distraught. He can't take it anymore.
He's devastated by the loss. Yeah, that's very
He's
very normal.
He just lost the one thing he had closest to a father after his own father betrayed him. And now he's dead.
I think I can sort of sympathize with you. My home has also been burned down to the ground, and I lost my father in the fire. So I'd be more than happy to willing to help out. I don't want to have anyone else who's gone through what I've gone through.
Or that...
Without any help. So I'll stick around to help for a while. Let me know what I can do.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Well, first of all, we haven't actually been through, back through to the fighting scene where we lost our old leader, a Charles. I don't know if you've heard of his exploits around the world. I understand that he was a great wizard of stuffs.
I think I've heard of the name, yeah, but that's about it. I'm not from close by. I've been traveling quite a while to get here.
Alright, I see. Well, you know, if you really want to help, and I would beg of your help, but you said you kind of want to. But if you really want to help, I would suggest that we three follow together up to the forest, just so we aren't alone in this, and we might have a voice of reason if we see anything that would tear us, or mainly Mushu here, down. I'm Timothy, by the way. Timothy the blacksmith.
Oi, that sounds like a great idea. My name is Alex Jackson, and I hope I can stick around and be of some use to you guys.
Well, if you stay around, I will be happy to fix any weapons or armor that gets broken along the line. And the blacksmith right here is my home, and I would be sad to see it just lay still here. So, if you have any orders, come to me and I'll make it.
Well, I don't really exactly use any armor. I prefer to just keep myself nimble by using no armor. But if I have any weaponry which goes down, I'll let you know. Yeah, thank you.
You're unarmored kind. So either you're really tough with your rage, or you hit a few times in a row. I like it. It's okay. I don't judge fighting styles. I myself just use the hammer I smith with.
Well, I'm not exactly the one who gets angry. I'm more of the calm-minded fella, more wise and trying to nimbly make my way through the battlefield. But yeah, I've seen the few raging fellas as well.
They really can get your hair sometimes. Anyway, this is Mushu a rock. And the winged man stretches up. You see he's a bit taller than you, and his wings slightly just flow out and then shake a bit and then go in closing on his back.
All right.
And he straightens up. Hi. Oh.
Hello. Nice to meet you, Mushu.
I used to just be a scout, but Charles just left all of this for us to just continue onwards when he died.
So this might sound a little bit harsh from me, but I think I should say it nonetheless.
Yes,
Charles left you with this, but that also means that he placed a lot of trust in you, knowing that you could do it and you could actually take up the mantle of what he did before. So I think that Charles would be very wrecked to see you like this, and I think he would prefer it if you could get strong for his sake as well, to make sure that his legacy was not for nothing.
Thank you, Alex. And he reaches out to grab your hand, and you see tears running down one of his cheeks. Thank you, that means a lot, even though you didn't know Charles by name. Well, you only knew him by name, you didn't know him in real life. It means a lot to me that you say those words. Well, shall we get going? We just need to go north. The forest is up there where the battle took place.
Alright, that sounds like a good plan. I'll follow you.
You see Mushu slowly flap his wings, take off. Timothy just looks up. I wish I could fly sometimes. And he starts walking towards the north.
Yes, I can see myself.
Yeah. Mushu flies over and he lands as the forest begins. As you come closer, you see this forest just blooms out. You're seeing that a few trees are filled with fire marks and some has almost been burnt down, but all of the trees are surprisingly still standing. Some worth wear than others. And you see that there has indeed been a huge battle going on here. And you see some leftover dead bodies laying around the ground as you come closer to the entrance of the forest. You can also get the small stench of well, a mix between flesh, blood, and a little decay, as you guess that it has been a few days since this battle has taken place. As you come to the entrance of the forest, Mushu, as he lands, he turns around. This was the place where Charles lost his life. As he turns away to well, be alone as alone as you can when you're in a small group.
Well, Alex kinda makes sure that he gets his space, if that makes any sense. That he can give Mushu the space he would probably prefer to have, so to speak. And he kinda like starts to look out if there are other things around. He could perhaps make sure not to stop, if that makes sense.
You looked around after what?
No, he's just looking around for anything out of the ordinary, basically.
Oh, okay. Well, you do indeed see some leftover dead bodies that haven't been decomposed into oblivion or eaten by the wild animals. And can you make me a perception check?
Yep. Perception. That's a good start.
18. That's actually a really good start. As you listen around looking for the suspicious sign, you hear somebody in far away, almost at the other. It's barely an echo you hear, but you can definitely hear something cheering on. You can't really understand, but you can definitely hear that it's a cheer that's going on far away into this forest.
A cheer?
A cheer.
Okay.
Cheers.
Yeah. Alex sort of mentions this to the other two who are with him. He says, "Oh, there is something going on a bit at the back. Like
Timothy.
a chair or something. Like there's someone there, I think.
Timothy looks back at you. I sure. I can't really hear anything, and my dwarven. Well, I did live in a mine. My dwarven's ear might not be that good anymore up above. Well, I will trust your judgment. Show the way. Maybe we can see who it is or why he's cheering on this forsaken ground.
Yeah, I'll do that. So it's further back, but we can walk there, yo. I think it's on far, pretty far from here, I will say.
As you take the front end of the party, you walk through the forest, and you can definitely hear, and you get confirmed that it's Shachir as Thimothy, all of you get closer. Thimothy agrees with you. Oh yeah, that really does sound like somebody cheering on this place, on this forsaken place. I just wonder who it could be. After such a big battle that had been described to me, it's been going on here. I can't understand who would cheer at such a thing.
Neither can I. But yeah, let's go over there. Let's have a look.
As you walk through the forest, stop pinging. As you walk through the forest, you see as you reach the other side of the forest, you see a huge goblin-looking creature of sort. But as you get a closer look at it, you see that some of its skin on its right arm has started somewhat of decaying. And you see in his hand, he wears, not only is he holding a club in one of his hand, in the other hand he's holding the leg of a humanoid creature.
So he's basically eating something.
He's what?
Basically eating a humanoid leg.
No, the rest of the human is still in his hand. Intact. But he's just holding him up in the leg.
Okay. Gotcha. What's that? Is that what we're searching for? Or something here?
As you say that, let me just quickly... somebody who is actually paying attention. You say that and Timothy just... What? I can't see what you're looking at, boy.
Something over there. A big creature, I think. Not sure what it is though. But it's at least something.
Are you just pointing and explaining?
Uh-huh.
You see Timothy's looking in the direction that you're pointing. I do see something moving, but are you sure that's not just the leaves?
It had a humanoid in its hands, so I'm pretty sure it's not leaves only, no.
Can you explain the humanoid to me, or shall we get a little bit closer so I might see it myself?
Oi, let's get a bit closer, yo.
As you get closer, Timothy opens his eyes. Oi! And as he says, oi, you hear Mushu just screams up. Oi! Leave him alone, you bastard! As basically you see this ogre looking creature flying up. Let me probably have this up. Yep, okay, that's good enough. As this undead creature looks around at you. As Mushu just takes off flying up. That's Charles! Leave him alone! Really trying to burst out a commanding voice. But you just see this ochre looking thing just look up.
He mad. Sorry, I don't speak. I assume that it's a good option to just make sure it lets Charles go. We attack it.
So you're prepared to fight it?
Oh, I am, yeah. I'm preparing. I'm making sure to have my weapons ready.
Okay, what do you want to do? Or you just want to rush in?
No, I'm just going to stand ready with my weapons for if Mushy suddenly charges it, because he's assuming that will happen.
As you're preparing for that, Mushu kind of just glides closer to him. I said, put him down! Also, you can recognize the cheer you heard before as not really as much as cheering, but the only recognizable sound this creature makes. As you see Mushu come closer, you see the ogre looking creature just just pulling up the club in one hand, Charles in the other, just lifting them above his head. As Mushu flies closer.
Okay. Well, Alex is going to make sure he is. Let me check. Yeah, at least in range for if he has to step into action.
Okay.
So. Yeah.
As you see, Mushu is still gliding closer, and the Joker is cheering more and more and more as Mushu is getting closer. Yep. You see the even from behind, you see the whitening of his knuckles as he goes behind his back and pulls out a talon that he has attached to his back to for easy donning. As he pulls that out, you're now certain you ain't getting from here without a fight.
Well, in that case, he is going to ready up as well, and well, that's how it seemed. Yo, it was dead all along. Yee, but you have to say, I'm glad we got out of here, and the body of Charles also seems to be in a state which is somewhat okay.
Aye, he's still whole, but his body has been mishandled. As you take a closer look to the body, you see that his leg, the one leg that the ogre holding, has been broken a few places, dislocated completely, so the leg is a bit up into his stomach. It has been dislocated and almost prodded upwards into the body, so it's probably a feet shorter than the other leg. His body is bruised all over, and you can see cracked rib poking out, even out under his clothes. You can see there's a bone just stabbing out there. And Timothy just looks down. He's all right, but I hope he died before. I hope he did die before this happened. As Timothy walks over the body of Charles to lift away some of the weight on Mushu, as Mushu's just laying there, head beneath the ogre's body, arm still poking out, maybe a bit dislocated because it's still inside the ogre's armpit. Timothy is just trying to pull away Mushu, the ogre from Mushu.
Well, Jackson is going to remain kind of on a distance because this is clearly their thing, and he just, basically just stands there and he's kind of recuperating his own energy. I'll take a short rest because that's like a minute and roll a hit die to regen some.
Yeah.
Well, to regen 2 HP, it
Woo!
seems.
As you sit there, recuperate, just relax as finally this fight is over. That ogre kicked hard, you agreed with yourself. As Timothy and Mushu finally get finally pushes the ogre away from him. As you look closer into him, as he's now laying there dead, he actually resembles more of a goblin, very large goblin, the size of an ogre, but a goblin nevertheless. As Musher is now freed from the ogre, he looks around. Charles needs a proper burial, but that thing needs to be burned. Jackson, I'll give you a few gold coins if you'll help us dig a grave, or dig a dump for this place, for this monster. And to help us carry, well, we probably carry Charles back, but to help us get him back safely without any attacks along the way.
Alex just kind of nods and he's like, sure, I'll help. That's no problem.
Oh, thank you. Mushu take his hand above his head and he pulls out the first shovel. He throws it to you. He takes out another. You might guess he has a bag of holding of some sort between his wings, but you, as you're looking, you can't really see a bag there. So you might guess that there is some magic involved around that. But the three of you start digging, and you dig a hole that's big enough for this ogre to lay in it. Not really buried deep beneath, just deep enough that if there were to spread fire, it wouldn't be from this place. So you cleaned out an area, dig a bit down, and then Timothy took up his flint and tinder, and he just gathered a bunch of firewood, laid it on top of him, of the ogre, and just set fire to it. Mm-hmm. As the fire slowly takes a hold, you see that the decayed flesh on the right arm really was decayed, really to the point of almost rotten. As the words, the thing wasn't even alive, from Timothy might give a little more sense now. But as you're standing there watching this fire, Timothy picks up Charles and carries him in a fireman carry and start walking downwards. Mushu following a few minutes after, and you whenever you want.
Well, he just follows straight after.
As the four of you, as it is now, walks back to the encampment. Oh, I only need to copy Charles. Duplicates. As they make a burial place for child. Let me just see if I can find a place to bury it. Oh well.
Timothy is following towards the burial place, so...
Yeah, they find a burial place and they start to dig. As they get about a shovel's deep, get to a shovel step, they clean up Charles, remove some of the poking bones, try to put his broken leg back into position again. Though only getting a half a feet further down, but at least it's not as obvious as it was before that something was wrong. And they clean him up, they make his skin clean, give him a very fancy robe, put it above him as they lower him slowly into the ground. Timothy picks up a small gem of a sort. It's a green gem, most like an emerald. As he flips it into the coin, as it's in the air, he said, he was a good leader, that lad. But not all people live forever. As the gem lands, Mushu picks up a small staff head. As he does the same, he throws a bit into the air. He was the best father any Arakukra could want. As the staff head lands, there comes a small shine from the grave. As the body of Charles disappears, and the things in the grave, they still remain, but the hole slowly but surely fills up to where it was before. Still, the items still hidden in the hole. Mushu goes back into his office, comes out with a sack, a small coin sack with 5 gold in it, gives it to you. That I don't have that much.
It's fine, lad.
Charles didn't actually leave a great sum behind. All he left was the earnings from this encampment prior.
It's fine, lad. Don't worry about me too much. I got some coin on me to keep myself going for a while, so it's fine.
Well,
don't worry.
I'm afraid I don't have any food here. The raiders did take it when they came. But
we could perhaps go around and try to take some hunting. Perhaps find some animals to hunt, so we at least have some food.
Well, we can do that tomorrow. I have enough for the 3 of us today. I did always keep a ration on me, Charles's order. As she pulls out a ration, enough meat and food for all of you. As you sit down in Mushu's office, he goes under the table. You can take the house that's been built. You will have some company in the future, as more will come to this encampment.
Alright.
But take the house, live in it. It's yours now. I'll like some alone time.
Alright, I'll leave you alone, lad. And he kind of walks over to the house and makes sure to put down his bedroll, and that's about it. What he has on him.
Before you leave, Timothy rises up again. He nods to you. Thank you, lad. It means a lot to us that we aren't alone with this anymore.
Oh, it's fine, it's fine.
I hope it's okay if Mushu calls for you again. I, for now, will just be staying in my smithy.
Oh, it's fine.
It's
I'm fine.
it's where I belong, and I will always belong. If the fight would be any indication.
Oh, don't worry, I think you did quite a job right there. Gave him a good whack on the head.
I only hit his side. It's lucky I actually got above his waist. I'm still a small dwarf. But if you have any weapons you need making, come to me. I am the best blacksmith in Miles area. Well, also the only one, but...
I'll keep that in mind.
Sleep well, lad. I will do as much your wishes as well, and I'll go to my own bed for now.
Oi, that sounds like a good plan, lad.
As they both go into their respected rooms. This is where I will end off the first episode of Open DnD Season 5. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I sure did. We had some great aggressive screams. Ogre-aggressive scream. Ogre-aggressive screams. But yeah, this is what you guys can expect in the future. Open DnD is open for everybody, and I hope you'll return and join for another session. 20. Well, Alex, thank you for joining.
Oh, you're welcome, lad. Thank you for hosting the session.
Twitch, thank you so much for dropping by. I really enjoyed it. And if you have anything, please contact me. Well, now, throw a message on Facebook or catch me live on stream every Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday the next long future. Thank you for dropping by, and I hope to see you all in the future. Bye.